It's the five count. The five count.
Chill.
I'm Cab Manning. I'm Charles Wellness.
This is all purely speculation.
It's the five count. It's the five count.
What's up, Lingus Mafia? It's the 5 Count, the show that gives you the top 5 stories that happened this week in the world of pro wrestling. I'm your host, Cab Manning, and on with the countdown. There was tons of comebacks this week, and this is our 5th best part of the week. We had Miz coming back with a new gimmick. He thinks he's a movie star now. Meanwhile, never mind, it was the Marine 4, which will be on your Blu-ray player before it will ever be on the theaters. So Miz comes back, he's like, oh, I'm a movie star like The Rock now. Yeah, you're more like Rocky Maivia, where we wanted you to go away. And then secondly, we had Y2J showing up, which was a great surprise. Meanwhile, it's, hey, come on back, we need you to job to Bray Wyatt, and then you can go back on your podcast and say how you discovered Bray Wyatt like you did Cesaro and invented them as well. Do I really have to do the gimmick where I say, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for Wade Barrett? Because I think that's the running joke that everyone's going to say. Wade Barrett separated his shoulder this week on SmackDown, which requires surgery, so he'll be out for quite a few months, which means now, no IC champ. What to do? What to do? Well, apparently at Battleground, they're going to have a battle royal to decide who is the IC champ. I don't know if I'm thrilled with this way of deciding it. Go back to the tournament we just had anyway. Who gives a shit? This goes to prove, don't ever give Wade Barrett a push, because he gets hurt the second he gets to the end of that push. Who said AJ was pregnant? What a load of shit. Thank God, too, because she came back looking taut. She looked good. She came back to get her rematch with Paige, who's now flipping and turning heel, which was great. So now AJ takes the Divas belt back. It was almost like she had a conversation 4 months ago and said, I have to go away with my boyfriend and get married soon. Can you just hold this belt? I'll be back in about 4 months. Don't worry about it. And she said, hello, hello, pip, pip, cheerio, okay. And she gave her right back the belt after the 4 months was done. The Money in the Bank, the traditional ladder match for the briefcase, had Seth Rollins winning it, which was a great, great match. Money in the Bank is always fun to watch. And this time we had Kane, of course, breaking in and helping out when Dean Ambrose was going to win the belt. Let's just hope this doesn't lead to a Dean Ambrose and Kane feud, because, well, no thank you. We don't need this in our world of nonsense. Thank you very much. But, next night on Raw, he almost cashed in and, tickled us a little bit, but held on to it again. I just felt sorry for the big boys in the next Money in the Bank match that had to follow this. And your number 1 story of the week, which everyone is upset about, because Cena won the titles again. What are you going to do? He's the face of the company. He's the Hogan of the new era. We needed someone to hold the belts for a while, and of course Amazon screwed this up because they leaked a poster of Brock and Cena for SummerSlam, so it was such a shocking surprise that Cena would win this world title. And that's what's happening this week in the world of pro wrestling. If you didn't like our top 5, we don't really care because it's our opinion. What are you going to do? Go for all your information to the5count.com, the number 5. If you want to hear us talk about everything else that happened this week in pro wrestling and tons of other nonsense, go to iTunes and search for our podcast. It would be called Lingus Mafia. Or, like we just said, you can go to the5count.com, the number 5. The podcast is up there. You can listen to it to all your heart's delight. Believe me, you've never seen anything this horrible before. Well, that's it. I'm Cab Manning, and we will see you next Tuesday.
It's the five count. The five count.
Chill.
I'm Cab Manning. I'm Charles Wellness.
This is all purely speculation.
It's the five count. It's
but he checks it. Open it now. Oh boy. Cross the left hand. He hasn't moved out of the way completely. Oh!